Hey guys, just before we jump into the video, SETS would like to invite all its members to join the annual general meeting on the 17th of October. All the information is in the description box and we hope to see you there. Enjoy the video.
Hi everyone, I am Clara. I'm the Vice President of the Swinburne Education and Teaching Society, and today I am joined by Ms.Nejad, who has over 12 years of teaching experience and has been a head of faculty for science and maths and a year level coordinator, as well as creating a number of resources for Pearson. So thank you so much for joining us today, Natalie.
No worries.
So just jumping straight in, what inspired you to go into teaching?
I've never been that sort of person who had considered being a teacher. If you would have asked in primary or high school, I would have said working with animals or doing something with my hands. I don't come from a teaching family like I think a lot of teachers do. So for me, it was quite a high school experience, I guess. I became a karate instructor when I was in year 10 for the academy that I train with, and I just really enjoyed doing that. I realised how much, I guess, joy you get from seeing kids have that progress when they're learning something new, and how excited and passionate they are to learn new things. And at the start of each class, when the head instructor would let different belt groups know which instructor they would have for that lesson, every time a group heard that I'd be their instructor, they were like, yes, awesome. And I just thought, well, that's a really positive sign and I must be doing something right and something good there. So by the time I got to year 12, I was pretty set on the idea that I'd be a teacher, and that I had, I guess, some of the behaviour management skills and the engaging ways of bringing kids into enjoying a lesson that was required. And from a science teaching point of view, I just thought I really like hands-on side of things. I remember the pracs that I did when I was in high school. I remember my science teachers, and I want to be that memorable teacher that my students have as well. So science just came naturally.
Yeah, no, for sure. So then, what was your biggest surprise going into the industry?
I feel like it was just how varied student skills and abilities are. So in uni, we learnt very well how to look at the curriculum standards and design resources and teaching plans for a particular year level. And I remember first year going in and teaching a year 9 maths class, and I had students that were anywhere from a grade 2 to a year 11 ability. And that's just something that I think we're not trained to deal with, or something that uni doesn't really touch on, the diversity of the students and the learners that you have, their skills, their ability, their interests in learning even, and that differentiation isn't just a bit below, at and above the standard. You have this huge variation to cope with, and it's actually really challenging in your first few years to, I guess, teach the content and follow all of those government rules and school rules of implementing what you're supposed to do, but at the same time reaching those students who have really got huge gaps in their education or really missed something, and try to bring them up, even if their progress is 1 year or 2 year and they've gone from a grade 2 to a grade 5, even though they should be in year 9, and to recognise that that's progress and that you're making a difference. And I guess just compiling so many resources and finding different ways to reach the kids that need that scaffolding to build them up, and also to continually challenge the students who are already capable and need those higher order thinking skills and enrichment skills. And it's just so busy, I think, in your first few years that you think, hey, I'll make this plan and I'll teach to this, Victorian curriculum standard, and I've got the content ready, and then you just realise that that's going to cut it for maybe 3 or 4 of the students in your class, and everybody else needs something a bit different. And I think that's a big thing to get your head around, and it's something that I personally came out of uni not expecting, that breadth of difference, and yeah, we learnt differentiation, but it's not what you expect. So yeah, that would probably be my biggest surprise there.
So as an experienced teacher, you've taken on a number of pre-service teachers and being in positions of responsibility, and as well as, being on many interview panels. What key attributes would you look for in candidates for them to bring to the table?
So I guess really doing your homework before applying for a job and showing in the interview that you understand the needs of the particular school. And obviously, being a grad, you don't need to be an expert in fulfilling those needs, but you need to show, I guess, flexibility and a desire to want to learn and be a part of that school's culture. And I guess step up to whatever the requirements are. And I know that seems pretty deep because just the idea of writing a key selection criteria is crazy, and then to really have a deep understanding of the school just adds an extra element of difficulty, but it would pay off in an interview. The panel would definitely recognise that you have similar values or goals or an understanding of that school, and see how you would fit better into the community, rather than, I guess, needing a lot of assistance or burning out after 6 months and realising that that's not for you. But there's one other thing I sorry that, you know, I want to say two things for this one. But the other one is that I guess what I personally am looking for, and as a science teacher who really enjoys those STEM tasks and those real world tasks, is looking for someone who can bring enthusiasm and innovation to the job. So sometimes, you know, it's just too easy to fall on the resources that a school provides you with and run the same assessment and plans that a teacher has been using for the last 5 years. But as a grad, I want someone to come in and go, hey, here's something that no one in your staff has thought about in the past. And I've got this new resource, this new simulation, this new prac, this new activity, this new something, and not be afraid to take those risks and put it out there on the table in a meeting, or trial something different in their classroom to what other people just generally do. And, you know, sometimes teachers get a bit stagnant in a school, and they do say that every 4 to 7 years you should change it up and don't work at the same school your whole career, because you will get so used to teaching things in a particular way and you don't, I guess, shake it up. And sometimes it's those grads that need to come in and be the shake up that a faculty needs. So I guess showing that enthusiasm and an idea in your interview that is something that, you know, we'd look at on the panel and go, wow, that sounds really good. And they're not afraid to try new things, and they're not afraid to, you know, I guess, work with the college, but also bring something new to the college. So yeah, they're the two key things I think that I look for the most.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. That's some really awesome advice there. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Nat.
That's okay.
Yeah, thank you.